Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 366 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for March 26, 2022. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Nixon, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
Well, it was going a couple of weeks because you were sick last week, so we didn't do a show. I don't know.
That was quite
you and your damn excuses. What'd you say?
I said that was quite the adventure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess it was. I still think it was. You had no excuse. You could still did the show. But anyway, but yeah. So it's been a lot been going on for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, in the news, you still got the war in Ukraine. What else we got going on? Spring is officially here. It has officially come.
Yes, and it's going away again, apparently.
Is it?
It's supposed to get down to like 20 degrees or something.
Oh,
like
praise
that.
Jesus. I need that right now. But no, I mean, it's been good. It's been good these last couple of days.
Yeah.
These last a week or so, actually.
I'll take
we've been having decent weather.
Mid to low 60s. I don't need 20s.
Yeah, I know. You don't need 20. But I just don't want to get hot, Daniel.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I'm taking it all in. Like, I wish I can bottle up. I can bottle up that 20 degrees and just open the bottle up when it gets real hot. I'll turn my air conditioner on. But yeah. So it's springtime. Things, man. We're getting into those warmer months are coming, man. This year is going by. It's going to be April soon.
Yeah.
You got to get those taxes. Get those taxes done, people.
I need to do that.
Yeah. I got to do it too because I forgot. Like, my dad won the lottery, but he put it under my name because he didn't want to pay his tax or something he had to pay off.
Yeah.
So now I got to put that up there on my taxes. And I don't feel like dealing with that. I hope it still let me do it for free with that. Yeah. I remember one time I forgot what I did. And it said like, oh, nope, on this version, you have to go up to the pro version. I said, you sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. You assholes.
Those stocks you were trading at the time.
All right. So let's see what's I guess we get down to sports. Oh, it was a big thing that happened in Florida. A 14-year-old kid, died from one of those free falling rods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that happened on Friday night, I want to say.
Holy crap.
Not Friday night, Thursday night. And yeah, like I think it's probably one of the tallest in the world. I don't think it was at a park, but I don't think it was at a theme park. I think it's one of the ones you actually have to pay to get on. So, and they went up, and when they came down, now it came down while I was slowing down, when it gets near the bottom. And then he just flew out.
Oh my God.
And I mean, this is a big dude. Like, this dude, he probably was supposed to be up there. Like, but they don't, from what I read, is like, somebody said they didn't have a weight limit or a height limit. Because the dude is 14 years old, but he's 6'5", 340 pounds.
Wow.
Like, he's big as freaking lineman. I mean, he did play football.
Yeah.
But he's big as freaking lineman in professional football. And I think they said he did ask, like, can I get on? Because there's probably a lot of rides he couldn't get on.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
They said, yeah, you can get on. And the father wasn't there. He was with his friends. So his friends had gone there. They were from, I forgot where they're from.
Missouri, it looks like.
Yeah, St. Louis. I think it's St. Louis. And then he wanted his friends to travel there. And he was telling them like, hey, this doesn't feel right.
Oh, wow.
I was going up, and the father said that he told his friends that, hey, if something go wrong, tell my parents I love them. I was like, that really? Damn, it was like that. So it was like he knew something was wrong. And people were asking, like, when the guy fell, and I saw the video, and they said, hey, the girl was asking, did you check it? The guy said, yeah, he checked it. But the thing is, the way those rides work is that if the bars are not locked in, they're not supposed to move. Like, that's why you always see on a lot of rides, they pull, even when nobody's sitting in the seats.
Yeah, they pull them down. They pull it out. Yeah.
But thing is, I don't know about, it has seat belts though. It had the thing that goes over your head, the harness, whatever the hell that is. But I don't know if they had seatbelts on that ride. So
it had the shoulder thing, and he still fell out.
That's what I'm saying. That means they had it unlocked. So, or like that's what I want to know. Was it that because he was too big that it didn't lock properly,
right.
or was this just it was just a malfunction? Like if there was a smaller person in there, would it have opened?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They still
because it could just have been broken, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a new ride. The ride was only about December, I want to say.
Oh shit! Wow.
Last year, 2021. I know it's 2021. I think it was near the end of last year. So, yeah, it's a tragic. And absolutely. I saw some people in the comments like talk about the workers. Oh, the workers ain't doing nothing. I said, first of all, the worker's probably a kid too. He looked like a kid, and he probably was shocked as fuck. Yeah. And somebody was already over there. They guess somebody already came. An adult was already over there calling the police and everything. I mean, calling an ambulance. Call 911. So I'm like, what did you want him to do, really? Because you're not supposed to move the body when something happens like that, because you might hurt it more.
Exactly.
So it's like you're talking like these kids like they've been trained for this shit.
Yeah.
These people get paid minimum wage. Probably.
Ride operator / first aid medic.
Yeah. Like they I don't see some people. I think they live in their box thinking like, oh, all these jobs people get trained like for all this stuff. So I think somebody said, why didn't he give him CPR? Somebody said, how's that gonna stop the bleeding?
Yeah.
How's CPR gonna stop the bleeding? I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, because from the video, people reacted how I thought they would react, basically. Like, and that dude, I hope he is okay. I mean, I know that the guy who operated the ride, because I just have a feeling, I don't think he did anything wrong, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And
that's something you'd absolutely take with you.
Yeah, but darn, man, just to see that happen, like, man, it's like you just don't expect some shit like that. Yeah, that was horrible. I always imagine, like, I'm always scared of that happening. Like when I get on a ride, I used to get on rides. I haven't gone to this point in a while, but I just don't ever imagine it happening. I mean, you hear stories like people get like mostly you hear the stories about people getting stuck in a roller coaster when it's on top of a hill or upside down. Which, God, I hate that. Like you're upside down for some people say like for hours because they couldn't get them out.
Yeah.
But damn, just for the thing just to open, and man. Damn, that was tragic. And he didn't die instantly. He died at the hospital, so he was still alive.
Oh my God. That's even worse. Maybe.
But yeah, they had to start. I'm sorry I started off with that news. Because I just saw that. All right, so let's get into some better news. So I think I didn't say this since the last time we did a podcast. Major League Baseball is starting. They're done.
It's still up in the air. Last we talked about it.
Yeah. They're going to have a season, and they're going to have all the games.
Okay.
They're going to still start. Like they started spring training, I think a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, and I know Orioles played some games. Last time I saw they were 3-3, but I think they played like a game since then. I mean, I didn't look at no scores. I mean, spring training, so it's like I don't care. The Orioles are going to suck this year anyway, so whatever. And what else happened? I mean, some big stars moved around in baseball. I know Freeman, who used to be on Atlanta, he's on the Dodgers now. Dodgers have like the biggest freaking payroll in baseball. I think Yankees are number 3, and number 2 is the Mets. So all the big cities, Los Angeles and New York. I mean, well, the city, 2 cities. Los Angeles and New York, the biggest markets have the biggest payrolls. Who would have thunk it? Anyways, so yeah, we'll see how those teams turn out. I mean, I think Yankees will go to the playoffs. Dodgers will. I don't know about Mets. I don't know about the Mets. The Mets, they might have spent a lot, but doesn't mean they're going to definitely go. Because Mets fans, I talk to Mets fans, they always seem to be disappointed.
They're still the Mets.
Yeah. All right, so what else happened? We got NFL news. Baker Mayfield, the Browns, is gone. Or, actually, you know what? I don't know if they released him or he's officially on the team, but they're going to get rid of, they're going to trade him. Mm-hmm. I forgot. I don't know the details on that. But the Browns picked up Deshaun Watson, the guy who was under investigation for like sexual misconduct with 22 women. Mm-hmm. And thing is, since that case has been not has been gone away. Like they threw it out. They said it was not enough to indict him. The grand jury said. So he was free to be on the market for the Texans to trade him, and they trade him. And the Browns got him because people think like, why he go to Browns? Browns, I think they are like some guaranteed contract. I think he's like one of the top paid quarterbacks right now.
Wow.
So, I mean, I know for some people it say, oh, this is ugly. Like a guy for what he's done, he's getting rewarded, but technically he's not guilty. So,
right.
Is it a reward? I mean, you don't know. The only people that know is those 22 women and him.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on because I think I talked about this when the case first came up, how so weird it was that this happened. Like him, well, put it like this. His character was so great before this. Like there was nothing wrong with this. This guy was basically like outside of football was a great, nothing wrong. There was nothing like no problems, no attitude problems, nothing done like questionable or anything. I mean, he was great. And then he was great on the field. Then when he spoke out against some of the problems that the ownership and the Texas like management, all that stuff was going wrong because like the owner, I remember that was the owner who said that he said something racist. And we talked about years ago. It's like back in 2018. He said that black players. What did he call the players? Like the plantation, something about the plantation, workers on the plantation or something like that.
I'm trying to find his quote.
And then also he, there was some like I think they got some new management somewhere, and I think Deshaun Watson said something along the lines of like they didn't hire like not enough black people or something like that. And then I mean, also getting rid of their top wide receiver, which he needed. I mean, to help the team, and it's a lot of things. He spoke out against that was going wrong in the Texas organization, which people agreed with. People agreed with him. And then this comes out, and then he said he want to get traded too. So but then this comes out when all that stuff comes out, and then he said he wants to get traded. Then this happens. So as people's like, is it just a coincidence or what's going on?
It's very weird because I mean it's hard to deny when you have 22 people coming out against you, but also, it would be hard to deny 22 people coming out against you. So if you're trying to defame someone's character, then you might as well fucking go for it.
You gotta go big. You gotta go big.
So it's weird.
See, I wish this wasn't a racist country, Daniel, because I would definitely have been on the side like, man, he did something to those women. He did something to those women.
I mean, there's definitely something weird to it when, the grand jury decided not to indict him.
Yeah, that's what I find weird.
Like so many of these cases is just he said, she said, right? So maybe it just comes down to that there wasn't physical evidence for them to back up the case.
Well, I do blame him for this, is that why did he have these 22 damn shores, man? Like, just go to like have one or at least one company. Because I think they're all like, I think somebody said that he met them through social medias, some of these women. So I'm like, why are you going to so many different ones? Like just stick with a few, man. You don't need to keep going. I don't know. But yeah, but anyway, but thing is, I think my dad told me that there is one woman who there's a case for that opened up that's going to happen in another county in Texas. So she is it's not the civil suit because they got 22 civil suits happening, but they got one that is a criminal. So like she's been assaulted. That's going to happen in another county. Thing is, I wonder did the Browns know? I think they had to know about this, but if there's still another case happening, why did they take them? Or is there something in the contract to say, hey, if you get arrested, you can't get it? Because I didn't hear it because it says guaranteed. So
everything I was seeing was saying basically, he could get convicted for this stuff and still get paid for like 90% of it or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, I
So
guess
that's why it seems crazy that, Browns, of course, are like, oh, yeah, we investigated all this. But then, people are saying like, oh, yeah, they investigated, but they didn't talk to anybody. So did they really? So, I mean, it's in their best interest to make sure they're covering their own ass. So we'll see.
They could tell. They could tell from the pictures. Like, I can see they're telling the truth. But no, yeah, like for them to take that chance, chance, that seems so weird to me. Like that they will put that big of money on him and take a chance that they might not even have him. And Baker Mayfield was good. I mean, he was a good quarterback. He had his problems. But as for the Browns, he was the best quarterback they had in my lifetime. It's because they never had a good quarterback. So I understand why they went for Watson over Baker Mayfield. I mean, that's like, even though Baker Mayfield's good, Watson, he's great. Like, he's great and he's young too. So, I mean, it kind of sucks because I did like Baker Mayfield. I had nothing. I mean, I know some people talk about he do some interception stuff. I was like, yeah, but what the hell? What else are they going to get? Well, I guess they got Deshaun Watson, but now you're taking a chance on the situation. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll find out. And also the NFL, I think they still can suspend him, but it's only going to be some games. So I guess that's hey, you'll take that. Right. I just want to know where Baker Mayfield's going to end up at now. I know Aaron Rodgers got a huge contract. He's like the biggest paid quarterback ever for the amount of time compared to like Patrick Mahomes is over a year of like 10 years. Aaron Rodgers, it's shorter, but for how much you get a year is more.
Right.
Yeah, so. Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Oh, they lost their wide receiver, though, Devontae Adams, who was great with Aaron Rodgers. But I guess they probably couldn't pay him. But no, I think I heard that there might be. I don't know if there was problems, though. Maybe it was. But he ended up going to, the Raiders, I want to say? I think he went to the Raiders, yeah. There's some other moves that happened in the NFL. I just can't think on top of my head. NBA basketball, the Wizards still suck. And that's all I'm going to say. NCAA tournament happening. The big Cinderella team is St. Peter's. The Peacocks. I guess it is just called St. Peter's. I thought it was like they had the city or something next to their name. Oh well. Yeah, St. Peter's, they're the Peacocks. And they won. And they won. They're in the Elite Eight. First time a 15 seeds in Elite Eight. Also, apparently, it was National Peacock Day yesterday when they won. I'm like, oh yeah, well coincidence. Now I think it's fixed, Daniel. Now I think it's fixed. It was all fixed for National Peacock Day. But no, man, it's a good story. This is a great story. Also, you have Duke is in the Elite Eight. They are playing against Arkansas. I haven't seen the Razorbacks in Elite Eight before. Also, oh darn, I missed it. I don't know who won that late game yesterday because I was too tired. North Carolina played against UCLA, and it looks like North Carolina won. Oh my goodness, North Carolina's in the Elite Eight too. They're going to be playing against St. Peter's. So that should be interesting. Who else we have? We also got you got number one seeds. I think it's only like one number one seed now in there. Kansas is the only number one seed left in the tournament, and they're going to be playing against a team that I don't know. I don't remember. Let me see. Oh, Miami. Yeah, Miami was like number 10. This is the first time Miami been in Elite 82. Like a good year. Like a good year for like seeing surprises. Like not seeing everybody, even though you do see Duke and North Carolina and Kansas. Well, Kansas I like. Duke and North Carolina I don't like. I want them to lose. I wanted Duke to lose like last weekend to Michigan State, but unfortunately they won that game. But yeah, it's been a good tournament. Like the tournament's been pretty good. And of course I think everybody's bracket like busted. And I think it was funny on the first weekend, the first 2 days, the Thursday and Friday of last week, they said on ESPN or that I think either ESPN or CBS on their bracket challenge that there was one guy who had everything right except for the St. Peter's game that when they beat Kentucky in the first round. And people's like, oh, that's good. They said, yeah, well, unfortunately, he had Kentucky win the championship. It's like, damn, he was the best bracket for those 2 days, but he's basically busted because he's not going to have a championship team in there. So yeah, that's what I like about the tournament. It's so unpredictable that you don't know who's going to go. But it's still a few blue bloods though. I mean, you still got Kansas, like I said, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina. Who else? I mean, even though Arkansas is a big school, I mean, but they never been here. Miami's a big school, but they never been here, like in basketball. Right. And of course, St. Peter's is a surprise. Who's the other team? Damn, who's he? It's still I'm missing one more team. Oh, Villanova. I'm sorry, like Villanova versus Houston. Yeah, Houston. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they've been there either. I want to say. No, actually, they might have. Maybe they have, like years ago. I don't think in my lifetime though, but I think they've probably been there years ago, maybe. I know Houston was like a bigger school in basketball before. But Villanova, of course, they won a championship recently, like few years ago. So yeah, man, I'm really into these games. And the girls have been okay. Even though all the games I've seen were blowouts, and Maryland got blew the fuck out by the Stanford last night. So I have no like foot in that race. Like the only team I was rooting for was Maryland. All right, so I guess I could root for South Carolina because I used to have a crush on a coach. She used to play for WNBA. Well, not WNBA. I'm sorry. When she played for the Olympic team back in '96, I used to have a crush on her, Dawn Staley. All right, where are we? Where we at? Is that it for me? Is that it for all sports? Okay, I guess so. It is. So I guess what's happening in your fake sports?
So to bring it back to some sad stuff, Scott Hall passed away this past week. There had been reports that he had fallen and injured his hip and was getting surgery. And then following that, there was some reports coming out that he basically had like 3 heart attacks post-surgery. It sounded like there were some complications related to that. Then he ended up in the ICU, and things just kind of escalated very quickly. It came out after the fact, though, that maybe there was more to it than that. He had actually been kind of suffering with his addictions again. A lot of what I think publicly we thought he had kind of gotten through mostly. So that was unfortunate. I mean, he's a big name from my childhood, WCW coming in there, creating the NWO with Kevin Nash. And at that age, I was definitely a WCW guy, and having them come in, it was like, oh man, they are doing the cool thing. I mean, even at school, like WCW was the cool thing because everybody wanted to be NWO. Like
exactly, NWO man was like almost I heard everywhere.
Yeah, it transcended wrestling in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
it was just the cool thing. So yeah, I mean that was really sad when that news came out. And then we just got some news yesterday. Courtesy of an interview with one of your favorite guys, Stephen A. Smith, Dominic. Triple H finally came out because he's been kind of reclusive as of late. I think I previously talked about him having some heart issues and kind of disappearing. But in his interview with Stephen A. Smith, he officially announced his in-ring retirement. He had said maybe there were plans for him to do something this year at WrestleMania, but with his health, it's done, basically.
He has to go out like on the Wrestler the movie.
No, he doesn't. Nobody needs to go out that way, Dominic.
Actually, we don't know. We don't know if he died at the end, Daniel.
We know, Dominic. We know. It's the Sopranos.
With the credits.
With the credits. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily need Triple H out there wrestling anymore. I don't know. I maybe would have liked to see him go out a little more celebratory. Let him have that final match that he knows is going to be his final match. But he's had a hell of a career. What he did with NXT in the early years up until, even last year was incredible. And then all this health stuff happened, and that's when everything turned, it sounding like Vince and kind of his entourage taking over NXT and turning it into what it is now with NXT 2.0 and kind of creating this entirely different thing.
Making it great, right, Daniel?
It's weird right now, honestly. Like, Dolph Ziggler is the NXT champion right now, which if they had done something like that back when the problem with when Triple H was running it, one of the few problems with that show was they just had so much talent because they were getting the best on the indies, but they were also trying to basically hoard people to keep them away from AEW at the beginning. They just had such a wealth of talent and only so much time to display that talent. So people got lost in the mix. And it would have been very cool to see guys like a Dolph Ziggler or, any number of guys who on the main roster were not doing anything go down there and work with some of these younger talents or these more like indie talents to one, kind of train them for television and two, just get those kind of cool mashups. And we never really got that. It was just them sitting in catering, going to waste because the main roster was just as bloated as NXT was. But now they're doing that a lot more. And it seems like because Vince and his crew who run the main roster are now involved with NXT, they're like, hey, we could pop a rating if we had Rey Mysterio show up on NXT for a week. Or, in this case, Dolph Ziggler, which, Dolph Ziggler's not a huge name, but at the same time, it's just one of those things that I think a lot of people wrote off as like, oh, you bring Dolph Ziggler down to lose because that's what he does everywhere else. And then, kind of do this stunt booking of having him actually win the title is pretty cool, especially when the guy who had it is very new to the, I don't want to say new to the business because he is the son of, not Scott Steiner, but Rick Steiner. Yeah, Rick Steiner. So he is the nephew of Scott Steiner. And they aren't leaning into that. Like they've made his name Braun Breaker. So like they didn't just call him a Steiner. But at the same time, they're doing very Steinery things with him and alluding to that stuff a lot. And when he won the title, Rick was there to, congratulate him and everything. But yeah, they've had AJ Styles come down. They've had quite a few of their main roster talents come down. And I think that would have been a cool thing to have happened with old NXT, especially because that was a very wrestling focused show. And you could have had these guys like Dolph Ziggler, who may not be my favorite from a character standpoint, but is undeniably pretty great in the ring, go down to NXT where they were putting on 30-minute matches of just like pure entertainment and just fucking kill it and show off what he can do, as opposed to on the main roster he's having a 5-minute squash match with like Goldberg and just getting absolutely destroyed. So there are positive aspects to it, but it's not what NXT used to be, which was for a while there appointment viewing for me. Like I wanted to watch NXT every week in a way that I wasn't really interested in watching the WWE main product, and more similar to how I've wanted to watch AEW as of late. So yeah, that's what's going on with wrestling, but it was kind of crazy to see Triple H finally come out and actually talk about this stuff. It sounds like he didn't want to talk about it any earlier because it was very much kind of up in the air health-wise. He's had a lot of heart issues in his family, relatively early deaths as a result of heart issues. And it sounds like he's not necessarily out of the woods as far as just, being able to live a happy, healthy life right now. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. Triple H finally retired. Darn. But why did he talk to Stephen A. Smith, man?
Because, Dominic, no matter how you feel about him, that dude is the dude on ESPN, right? And
he is.
They love to be validated by like the ESPNs of the world.
Oh well. All right, so I guess we get to what we were watching. I can't even think of. I feel like I watched something, but I just can't remember. But I know I watched the movie Hugo for the first time. I watched it in the VR headset if I could see it in 3D, and that's a great 3D movie. Like visually.
You hadn't seen that movie before? I thought we had talked about that in the past.
I never seen it before.
Oh.
I never seen it before. Have you seen it?
Yeah, okay. I enjoy that movie. Especially the 3D stuff was nice. Even, I'm sure in VR it was even better.
Oh, you saw it from your TV, not the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it on the TV.
But yeah, it looked really good. It's a nice story, with the kid who stays in like the clock tower in the train station, and he's building that mechanical man or whatever, the they called an automaton. What was it called?
That sounds right.
Yeah, something like that. And also dealing with like the old movies like first really being a thing, and seeing like an old director and something like that. That was cool. That was, I really liked the story. The story was great, and like I said, visually, like the 3D effects were really good. It's funny because that's not a movie you would think of like, oh, a lot of special effects in here, It's like, but the way it was done very well. Who did it? Was that
Steven Spielberg,
director?
Right?
Steven Spielberg? Was it? It felt like a Steven Spielberg.
I want to say Steven Spielberg, but I feel like it's not.
No, Martin Scorsese. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese. So yeah, it was a big director. But I did watch 10/10 again. Now, so I seen it in 3D for the first time, and yeah, that was good. That was a good movie, man. Yeah. It's pretty bad that it didn't get a lot of attention. I mean, like, people didn't really go see it. I don't know. I just want to know why. Was it they didn't have a good advertisement for it, or
was the timing? It's weird because you're talking Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg being involved with that thing, and computer graphics that looked incredible for the time.
Yeah. Probably
still do.
Oh, they still do. Yeah, they still do.
Plus 3D that looked incredible.
Who talked for 10/10?
Who was it?
I know Andy Serkis was the other guy because I could tell from his voice.
Yeah.
You sound like Caesar.
Let's see. Adventures of... I don't want Tintin 2.
This is 10/10 2?
There was supposed to be. Let's see. Cast. Jamie Bell. Which
I don't know who that is.
The kid that... He was Billy Elliot, and then he was, I think, Ben Grimm in the Fan 4-Stick movie.
Oh, okay.
With, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you watch?
So I watched Turning Red. That's the new Pixar movie on Disney Plus. And that was a cute movie. It's not necessarily my favorite one, but I enjoyed watching it. It looked good. And the story was cute. It's weird because I had been hearing people talk about how maybe it's a little too adult, or the subject matter isn't appropriate for a younger audience, even though
what's the subject matter?
Well, like they allude to I kind of obviously talk about like periods and stuff, but it's very brief that they are at all explicit about it. And by explicit, I don't mean, biology stuff. I mean just saying like, oh, here are your pads, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, the entire movie is about her turning into a red panda. Now, you with that context could go, okay, the red panda is representative of her hormones and the creature you become as you go through puberty and stuff like that. But that's not something that is explicitly laid out in that movie, where a kid that is not of a knowing age is going to take anything away from it, I believe. So I think that discourse that was going around for a little bit is kind of silly. But like I said, I think overall it's an enjoyable movie, and there are some kind of sweet family moments to be taken away from it in relation to a mother and her daughter and her father, going on the adventure of her daughter, their daughter going through puberty and kind of dealing with that stuff. It's very much about this girl who is coming to the realization that she's becoming her own woman and maybe no longer wants to do the things that she was previously doing to not necessarily keep her mother happy, but she was enjoying them, but she wasn't enjoying them as much as she thought she was, because it was mostly like following in her mother's footsteps kind of thing. So it's a very sweet Pixar movie. It's not top tier for me. It's not, it's not Inside Out levels of sweetness and care in relation to the character, but I still liked it a lot. So I recommend it. Yeah.
I did not know that was the subject matter of that movie. Good God. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to see it.
See, I shouldn't have said anything and let you watch it.
Oh, I wasn't going to watch it anyway, Dan.
No. Okay.
Nah.
Come on, Dominic. It's Pixar. It's appointment viewing.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm not into that anymore.
Yeah. All right. And then I also watched The Atom Project, which is the new Ryan Reynolds Netflix movie that is about time travel.
Is that good?
I enjoyed it, actually.
Okay, so I'll watch it then.
I think you would enjoy it. It's pretty good.
Well, I was going to watch it probably in VR, but I'll get to that.
Yeah, it's a nice little story that has some dark turns to it, but basically it's Ryan Reynolds coming from the future, visiting his younger self to try and correct things in the future. Well, trying to correct them in the past to ensure that his future is not shitty. A tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Ryan Reynolds. And
Beauty and the Beast, yes.
And the thing I will say is, like, the young man that plays Ryan Reynolds at a younger age does a very good job of coming off as Ryan Reynolds. Like, he is very believably the same character as Ryan Reynolds, and surprise, surprise, Ryan Reynolds basically plays the same character that you expect Ryan Reynolds to play. Smart-mouthed, cool guy. So yeah, with a little bit of vulnerability. So yeah, I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was good. So I would recommend that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's been it as far as stuff I've been watching, at least that I can remember. So.
All right. So I guess we get into what we've been playing. Yeah. So you want to start, or you want me to start?
Yeah, I can kick it off. I don't have too much to say about the first two. I played Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude because last weekend, well, I had downloaded it and I was kind of interested to see what it was, because I'm interested in Ghostwire Tokyo, and this is also like a visual novel, Ace Attorney-esque thing as a setup to that game.
Not like being a dick. It's not visual novel like being a dick.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
With less graphic P and V action. Maybe I just didn't unlock that part. Yeah, but because I was having internet issues in addition to my sickness, I couldn't play some of the things that I was playing because they require internet, like Game Pass stuff. Unfortunately, I have been backhanded, Dominic, with the positivity that I always instill about streaming games. So yeah, this one actually let me play it while I was offline, so I gave it a try. It was, I don't know if it's shorter than I was expecting, but by the time I got to the end, I was like, oh, this is over already. Okay. One, I'm kind of glad because it just wasn't really doing much for me. But I was also just surprised that it was kind of as short an experience as it was. Because I've got a video of that. I uploaded it, so you can use some of that if you want. but it's very much an Ace Attorney thing, but with very little of the actual investigation stuff, which is the stuff that I find the most interesting because it's like puzzle solving stuff tied into the visual novel conversation stuff. It was very much just buttoning through text and text and text and text. And then maybe you get the choice to like choose between one of your partners to further the text in a different way. Basically, you're this investigator who deals in paranormal activity. This boy you meet up with, apparently his friend has disappeared and he suspects there's something going on, so he gets in touch with you. And then you have this team kind of back at the HQ that you're conversing with. And you're just going through conversations with him, trying to figure things out. There are two moments where you get into like some combat, and it's basically like, you know, let me choose from this menu of things that you want to do. And it didn't really feel like there were many consequences there even. So yeah, it kind of fell flat for me. It didn't make me feel any better or less about Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm not more excited by it. I would have honestly much rather just had a demo of that game than them have had produced this, but it is what it is. You know, they made a design choice and they went with it. But I'm still interested in what Ghostwire Tokyo is. I know the reviews haven't been necessarily glowing for it, but I don't think they've been negative to a point where if I saw that game at a severely discounted price that I wouldn't necessarily, you know.
I mean, it'll come to Game Pass eventually, I guess next year.
Yeah, I think that's when I'll end up touching that game, really, is when it comes. Also, Chicory, also shout out to them. I did not have to be online to play that, so I played some of that as well. Basically went through the next area because it's kind of split up into little chapters, kind of bookended by boss fights. And boss fights all seem pretty similar so far. It's like you're in this dark background and then there's an eyeball and you have to splash it with paint, and then it, you know, has a different attack than the previous boss or additional attacks, and then you're kind of doing the same thing, just constantly swiping over the eyeball with some paint and avoiding the other things. They're fine. It's not Zelda level of creativity for the bosses, but they work for what they do. I'm still enjoying that game. I've gotten another power now where if I paint on the ground in a very like Splatoon-like fashion, I can then go down into the paint and move quickly across the board or through a smaller gap than I previously could. I think that game's still very sweet and I like it, but I'm also not. It's not drawing me back. You know, it took a little bit of, hey, I can't really play many other games right now. I'm going to play this to go back to it. Because honestly, the one game that I did start playing is Tunic, and that is on Game Pass. I think kind of as a surprise drop, right? Like we weren't initially expecting it to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I seen it shown off, but I remember saying, hey, this is going to be day one on Game Pass. Maybe it did, but I just don't remember recalling that. Yeah,
I think that kind of came out as like the part of that Xbox ID presentation they had. They were like, hey, also, you know, we've been showing you Tunic a lot and haven't said anything about it being Game Pass, but guess what? It's Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that was very exciting because that game looked awesome. And, you know, from the demo that was out there, I thought it was a cute little thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it immediately just because of how large my backlog is at any given time. But it being on Game Pass, of course, just lets me get into that shit and start playing it. And yeah, I've been having a great time with it. We've talked about it in the past. It's a beautiful game. It runs nice on my PC. Because it's pretty simplistic graphics. I wouldn't expect it to be necessarily, you know, a hard-hitting powerhouse. And thankfully it is not. And it's just, it's a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest with you, in a lot of ways. I came into it thinking it was going to be, this kind of Zelda-like with maybe some Dark Souls aspects to it. The combat is maybe a little more deliberate than a Zelda game. And also you have like the corpse run thing where if you die, you drop a little ghosty guy and you got to go back to get some of your little pellets. But it's very much become more of like almost a mystery thing, because in this game, the language that they use is very much just like hieroglyphics that are illegible to you. And maybe at some point in the game you get something that translates them, or maybe that's part of the mystery. But also throughout the game, you're picking up like these little pages to a manual, and it very much looks like an old like Super Nintendo or NES or Game Boy manual where you have little screenshots of the game, but you also have like these very beautiful hand art drawn, visual pieces of like maps and overworlds and stuff like that, and characters. And there are even like actual handwritings in there of like, it looks like somebody was taking notes on some of the pages. And based off of some of the achievements that I got, and I don't even understand how I got it necessarily, there are things to decipher in that menu or in that, booklet, basically instruction booklet, in a way that I've seen people compare to Fez, and that game is very much one that like took a lot of deciphering, and I never ended up getting as far as I wanted to in that game, because I think I was trying to avoid that stuff, while also I think I just got stuck at a point, and I didn't want to kind of get involved in the talk around Fez, because I knew there was some things that like once you know the game, I mean like opened the world up in a way. And honestly, that kind of concerns me with this game, because there's stuff that I was noticing upon playing it. Like you'll reach the end of, let's say, a dungeon, for example, and then it brings you out to an exit, and it's like, wait a second, that exit was here the entire time, like mere footsteps away. But between the trees and the scenery and the camera orientation, you just didn't notice it was there. So now I'm finding myself like pressing up against every wall to see if there's something hidden behind, like this weird little set of rocks or something like that. Or if there's a waterfall, like, oh, can I walk behind this? Is there a treasure chest or something like that? But then after having listened to some podcasts talking about it, they were like, oh yeah, it's very much like that kind of game. And they didn't really get too spoilery, but they gave me the indication that there was more to it than what it was. And I was like, I need to stay away from this stuff, because I want to kind of naturally discover that stuff a little more myself. Yeah, I just, so far, I think it's fantastic. I'm very excited to play some more of that. I'm probably like 2.5 hours into that, I think, so far. I don't know that I think I fought a boss. I can't remember, because it was a while between me playing it like last weekend or like last week, I guess, whenever it came out.
What kind of boss you fight?
I don't remember, honestly. That's what I'm
Are they
thinking.
animals?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of like, so far I've been fighting like little octopus guys. They spin around, and these kind of moblin-esque things are the ones that I see the most. Initially in the first area, they're kind of like goo guys. So it seems very much like what you would expect out of like a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys. It's not necessarily like themed around animals or anything like that, despite you being a fox.
Well, I thought it would be like the hound to be the boss at the end.
Might be the final boss. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying that game so far. Have you had a chance to play any of that at all yet?
Nah, I didn't play it yet.
Gotcha.
I just played. The last time I played it was a demo.
Gotcha. All right. So what have you been playing this week, Dominic?
All right. So my sister took the Oculus away, and I was angry. She didn't have to come back here either, because she came back from Atlanta, and I think I don't know. I mean, I was just angry because I didn't think she was going to take it away.
Trip purposely just to take it away from you.
She was leaving. It's like, I'm taking the Oculus because my back is feeling a little bit better. So I try to hit her in the back again to make it so she has to go back. but no. So, but before she took it away, I did play some more Vox Machina. It's really hard to control.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not really hard to control. It's just that. Okay, I guess it is kind of hard. I think maybe it's hard to control because it gets to a point where, if you use your jet boost to get up to this high point on this like mountain, it'll make you go faster so you can travel faster. Because they say like catch up with these other robots who's on your team, and I just can't get. Sometimes I either can't get high enough because my fuel go down. So you got really got to time it right till you have enough fuel, and it takes a long time just to recharge up. Like I said, so when I'm out of fuel and I'm waiting for a recharge, it doesn't go like the Halo shield where you just pause a bit and it zooms up. It just goes up slowly. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I gotta be waiting. And then, so when I do get up there and go super fast, it's still kind of hard to control to like maneuver around a bit. And yeah, I like when I was fighting enemies, I mean, it's fun, but I can't, it's kind of hard to avoid hits and trying to monitor like where I've been hit and like what to do. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's like, it's fun at the same time, but then it's like, it needs to be a little bit easier. I wish it was like a really easier mode. And I wish you would just, for things to recharge, to be a whole lot quicker. Like, this is taking too much time. And yeah, so I have a little problem with that. I did beat Vader Immortal too. So yeah, you do fight the Rancor and like, I think, you end up killing it. Like you fight it with some other, this other alien or something like that. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it was good. It felt excuse me. For some reason it felt shorter than the last one. I don't know if it was. Maybe it was, but it does have a lot to it because it does have the lightsaber battle, which I didn't do. I didn't do that in the first one. See, I didn't do the extra stuff that was in that one. But I didn't really play with it on this one yet either. Well, I was, but like I said, the Oculus got taken away from me. So I was going to try some of the extra modes in the game, but the story was good. The story was like at the end. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it was a good story. I also played a game called is it called Demio? Oh,
yeah, Demio.
Demio, yeah, okay. It's like a board game, a RPG, Dungeons and Dragons type of game. Mm-hmm. So you're in a basement, just like almost like an 80s looking like a basement, like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but you're playing this game. And they tell you how to play. Like you can zoom in on the board real close to your character or zoom out. So yeah, it's like you're playing on the board game, but it's animated. And you can roll the dice to move spaces and things of that nature, like hit points, all that stuff like you do in Dungeons and Dragons, which I never played in my life before. But I mean, I just know about it from, TV basically. And it seems fun. Like it seems cool, and it seems cool that you can play this online with people. And I mean, the animation looks nice. It looks fun. Like just playing single player, I'm okay. It's just like RPG to me, like a regular RPG game. It's just done in that format. And that was scared the shit out of me when I first started because it took a long time to load. Longer than I thought. Like it was doing something, and I wasn't paying attention. Then I heard some woman talking to me. I was like, "Where the hell is she?" Because I'm playing sitting down. And then I just turned to my side, and a goddamn woman, like, just right there next to me, just looking at me talking, scared the shit out of me. And, like, I think my mom and sister just heard me, like, what the hell, what are you doing? And so I said, man, this woman just scared me in this game or something like that.
Living my best life in VR. Leave me alone.
But yeah, but no, that game is actually pretty good, because I read some reviews and how people like it, but I was thinking, like, I don't really care about no Dungeons and Dragons, like, rolling dice game. What the hell do I want to play out of this? But I saw some good reviews, so I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. And I was like, okay, I see the appeal to this type of game. This does look cool, and it looks nice that I can look all around the board and zoom in real close out and go. You can walk around too. If I when I put it so I can be in room scale mode, how you can just walk around the board and things. It's neat. What else have I played? I also played. I'm trying to think anything else in VR new that I played. I don't think I played anything else new in VR. So I've been playing Shadow Warrior 2. That game it's not long, but for some reason I thought it was like, oh, I'm getting close to the end, but then something just opened up and said, oh, I got some more stuff to do. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. It feels a little repetitive because you do go back to places, but you're just doing different missions, but it's still the same environments. So I don't know. I feel like I still like the first one better. It's like I like the idea of just being like a streamlined single player first person shooter, just going through the environment and everything. Kind of like Doom. I mean, you just go to level and level. While here you go back to the hub world and you can do extra missions to level up or get new weapons and go back out to the map and pick a location, but you've been there before. And because at first I didn't really notice that because I didn't really notice like the places I've been. So when I go back, I said, this looks familiar. I said, man, some of these locations look familiar. And then I realized like, oh, I've been in this exact location before. All they do is it's a new mission. Like I'm finding a new enemy somewhere. So that's the only problem I really had with it. Other than that, I mean, it's funny. I like the gameplay. I like the sword. Now the sword play, I wish for some reason, it doesn't feel like the first one to me. It feels like the first one, the sword. I mean, you can go in different directions just like in the first game, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like I had to be more like really strategic like the first game, like I did in the first game for some reason. I feel like it's more button smashy that it doesn't matter how I swing it. I'm just going to do damage. I mean, I'm sure you do more, but it didn't feel like it didn't feel that way. Anything else about the game? No, I think it's not really much to say. Anything else to say? Oh, I did play the I guess there was some holiday DLC for the game, and I went to a location where you have to collect the Christmas presents, I guess, that the fake Santa Claus dropped or something like that. Gotcha. And so, like there were demons around, of course, and you had to fight them. And I mean, that was crazy. But yeah, it's a funny game. It's a funny game. It's fun. It's like I said, it's like a lesser Doom, like a Doom game. But it's but I still have fun with it. Like I still enjoy it. Oh yeah, I forgot. There was another VR game I played, the Tales from the Galaxy one, and I did get to part of the game where I have to like shoot enemies and like I have what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something. Honestly, I don't even remember. But I'm doing a job for somebody, and I'm looking for something, and I have to go through this encampment where there's some freaking pirates and stuff. So I'm like, it's okay, but it's not easy for me to throw well, it's not a bomb. It's some type of orb. It's like the orb that Luke used to train with his lightsaber, but I use it to go after enemies. And trying to grab that out my pocket and have a gun it's hard to do. I don't know how you do that. It's like I have to put my gun down, then grab at the pocket, like go to the menu and take it out. Where I feel like I should be able to just grab it real quick and just throw it.
Right.
And if there is a quicker way to do it, I don't know, because they didn't show me one. It didn't show me a quicker way to do it. And like, yeah, it gets a little cumbersome when it gets like that, to a point, like, especially when I'm getting shot at. I'm like, I don't have time to go in my pocket to get this thing. Like I might find cover behind a rock. Right. And I might be able to do it, but yeah, there has to be an easier way to do that. Like it's a little too cumbersome. But other than that, I mean, it's okay. It's an okay game. It's not perfect, but it's enjoyable just because it's the Star Wars universe and it's VR, and I'm shooting my laser gun and shit like that. So I'm still not that great at aiming. I wish there was some type of aim assist with that shit. Yeah. I mean, I guess they don't want to make it too. They want to make it a little real, like it's really 1-to-1, but I'm not a good shot. I don't shoot guns, normally. So I'm missing a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's all I play. I'm trying to remember if I play anything else. Because I didn't really play a whole lot, honestly. I just been playing like Shadow Warrior 2. I didn't start playing a lot of it till recently. Oh, I mean, okay. Oh yeah. I mean, well, I went back to Civ 6. I've been playing that, and that's been taking a lot of my time. Like I just been getting addicted to that. And yeah, it's I'm taking a break from it now, but that's a lie. I took a break for about a day, and probably going back to it. But yeah, that's been taking a whole lot of my time. Like I have off time, like I'll play some Civ 6, have some on TV, fucking just listen to, probably have some news on to see what the hell's going on around the world, and have man, and there's nothing else fucking going around the world apparently, because all I see is Ukraine up here. Like, damn, man, I know it's got to be something going on. I mean, I saw some fire happen in Saudi Arabia or something. I don't know what the hell that was about. Oh, wow. I just saw that down when we was on the podcast, but I don't have no captions on, so I don't know what they're saying. But yeah, just been getting addicted to Civ, and I actually been trying to play. I played it without any cheats, so I'm still on the same map. I think I took over one place. I took over one area. Who was it? I think it was just like a Saudi country or whatever. It was. I took over. That were close to me. They had the resources I needed, Daniel, and they weren't trying to trade with me. So I said, "Well, let me just send my battalion
like a true American, Dominic."
Yeah, and I am America. So yeah, what? But so far, I'm being really diplomatic. No fighting, even though people were angry at me that I defeated them, except for one country because they wanted me to fight them. But they're okay now. Seems like everybody's okay now. But I'm not. I think like the third biggest of them. But I like size wise, there's one that's bigger. They have a whole lot of cities, but don't have a whole lot of resources. But I think in resources, I'm probably near the top. I don't think I am the top though. I think it's maybe not England. Is it Russia? I think maybe it's Russia. I mean, it's like the Russian one to Moscow or something like that. So, I guess Civ didn't take Russia out. Their game, they didn't patch it in, or at least I didn't download the patch.
Nobody's working on that game anymore, Dominic.
All right, so that's all I played. So I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right,
and we're back, and now we're flashbacking to 2012, 10 years ago. These last 2 weeks, we have some games here. The first up is Shoot Mini Robots, which was a like isometric shooter, I believe, because I think I played the demo of this game. I mean, it was just an average game, basically. It was good. I mean, it wasn't horrible or like bad, but it wasn't like super great or anything, but it did the job, basically. Right. You know, you shot mini robots. And, because it got 71 on Xbox 360, 67 on PS3, and 74 on PC. Well, that's game rankings. Well, Metacritic got 67 on Xbox 360 and 70 on PC. I don't see a PS3 one. A lot of people didn't. There you go. Okay, I see it. I see 8 7s. Yeah, that's about it. And that's from the demo I played. That's how that game is. All right. So we also got Dungeon Defenders. I think we talked about this before, but it's on the Mac now. So yeah, go ahead. You Apple people can finally play it on your stupid ass desktop, Mac, whatever, or MacBook, whatever. Okay. Wise, the Oath of Fagana. A Wise game is on Windows. So there you go. Armored Core 5 was released 10 years ago. Did I play this one? I think it was, no, not that one. I forgot what Armored Core I played. I only played one of them. And maybe it was a side story. Like it was a numbered one. But I mean, it was okay, but it was not it was something I was really into.
Yeah.
I never really got like into or like wanted to get into it. But this got average reviews too. 65 out of 100 on Metacritic for PS3, 68 for Xbox 360. Now, some of the highest reviews I see is Edge gave it an 8 out of 10. Eurogamer gave it an 8 out of 10. And Famitsu gave it 34 out of 40.
That checks out. They love their robots over there.
Yeah. All right, what else we have here? We got Connect Rush a Disney Pixar adventure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never played this. Have you played this?
No. I think, was there a demo for the? No, I don't remember.
I don't even know there was a demo.
Any of these games, but I remember seeing it a lot at Target. And around the time of the Connect, it was like, hey, this is kind of a big thing because even at its biggest, Connect wasn't really getting a lot of games, and especially games with like big names on it like this, where it's Disney.
Yeah. There was a remastered one for this game for the Xbox One.
Oh shit!
And it supports 4K resolution.
Can I play that
in high
on my
dynamic range?
Xbox One X? Oh wait, apparently I can. It has enhancements on the Xbox One X.
Oh, good.
I wonder if I can. Well, I guess I can't play it on my Series X because they don't have a port for my Kinect.
So
Make the Kinect backwards compatible, you bastards, or forwards compatible, or whatever.
Only a 68 for this game.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah. I mean, it's a Kinect game after all, still.
Yeah, exactly.
There were very few that actually scored well.
Ninja Gaiden 3 came out 10 years ago.
Man.
How was this received? This was received not good. 58 out of 100 on both PS3 and Xbox 360 on Metacritic. Oh, good God. I didn't realize it was like that low.
Yeah, that's a hard fall for that game.
Yeah, because Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, it seemed like people love the Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden 2, I guess. Hold up. Was that guy working on this game? The guy who, with the sexual misconduct, I think he had?
Itagaki? I think
I don't think he was.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the game. The game is the first in the modern series to be directed by someone other than Itagaki.
I forgot. What did he do?
I don't even remember. I mean, was it just general like
touch one of the DOA girls?
Sexism stuff. Yeah.
Said they're my creations. I can touch them. All right, we got Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Came out 10 years ago. This was the multiplayer game. I think my friend played it. He said it was pretty bad, and it got reviewed pretty bad too. I think they got 52 out of 100 on both PS3 and 360, 48 out of 100 on PC. The highest score I see is Destructoid gave it a 7.5. For everybody else, like 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 6 out of 10.
Just had better friends to play with.
Yeah, I don't think my friend knew it was like really multiplayer.
Game Shark gave it a B though, Dominic.
Game Shark,
man.
They may have had some good cheats for it. That's why. All right, the Silent Hill HD collection came out. Which takes me to Silent Hill 2.
Just never got into at all, and it always seemed cool, but at the same time, there was always Resident Evil, which seemed like more fun because there were more guns involved.
Yeah, the wiki page takes me to Silent Hill 2. So I'm going to assume it's a pretty good HD collection. Like, what Silent Hills are in this HD collection?
Let's see. I would hope at least the first 3.
Yeah. It should be the 4. It should be at least the room.
It includes 2 and 3 only.
Oh, man. That sucks.
So apparently 1 did not make the cut.
Well, 2 was the first one on PlayStation 2, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't want to go that far. But still, why they couldn't do the room one? Was that 3 or 4? I think that was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, what we got here? We got Sumiani Demon Arts. I don't know what this is, and the wiki is not going to help me with it. It came on PS Vita. It's a PS Vita game, and I guess did you see it? Do you see what it looks like?
No, I was thinking originally it was that one with the like stylized hand drawn, like anime girl. I guess it looks kind of like Okami.
Okami, it does. It's like a side-scrolling Okami.
I wonder if it's made by the same people. Because like even this logo is very much Okami to me, and maybe that's just because it's like black and red and white, but okay, I do remember this like demon guy. I think I've seen him in the past.
Yeah, somebody even says that it resembles Okami in the paint combination.
Oh yeah,
did this come on anything else? Because it looks like something I want to play, at least try.
Yeah. I don't know, because it looks like it uses the touchscreen to do like painting stuff, so I don't know. I came on Android at some point.
Oh, whatever.
You can play it on your phone. Well, you can play it on a phone from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. All right. We got Warriors Orochi 3, which is the like Dynasty Warriors game, but with Japanese with Japanese heroes instead of the Chinese Dynasty stuff. What else we have here? We have Mutant Storm Reloaded. I don't know what that is. I shouldn't have probably said this.
It looks like one of those self-published for the Xbox kind of games.
And what is it? Cinemora.
Where
so that's like the bullet hell. Is that the bullet hell shooter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
was supposed to be pretty good for the people that like that kind of thing. Those games always intimidated me.
Visually it looks good too. Like it looks like a modern, like kind of bullet hell shooter. Yeah, it got an 85 on Metacritic. Like I remember getting high praise.
Yeah.
Angry Birds Space came out for the Windows, Mac, and iOS.
Oh yeah. I was still playing those games back then.
You got
pretty good.
Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. This is the game. I mean, this was when 3DS was shown off. They showed this game off.
Yeah.
We finally got our hands on it, and I played a bit of it. It was weird.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say.
The controls were so compromised for it because they didn't have that second stick, and then you could like get the second stick add-on, but it's just like this entire big thing just for a analog stick on the right side of your controls. It was so weird.
And this is the only we haven't even got another Kid Icarus game, right?
Out on the Switch. I don't know. Maybe it used the bottom screen too much though, or something, right?
Rayman 3 HD came out for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade. Total War Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai came out. You know, Total War games, man. Like, well, the Shogun, I remember those. I used to like just seeing them.
Yeah.
Like play out. I say, man, it looks so good.
The Total War game, that's the one they would use on the History Channel too, right? Sometimes. Yeah. That was always fun to watch.
I said Capital. What the fuck am I saying? Capcom Digital Collection came out for the Xbox 360. So what they have here? Super Street Fighter 2. Darn, this thing.
I had the image open and now I can't find it. There it is. 1942, Bionic Commando Rearmed 2. Something Battlefield Commando 3. Flock. Rocketeer. Puzzle Fighter. Super Puzzle Fighter.
What's that? You said Rocketeer. What's Rocketman then? Axis of Evil.
Oh, maybe it's Rocketman. I can't. This image is very.
Oh, so you look at the image too. I wasn't trying to do that. I mean, all I could tell was the Street Fighter one.
Yeah,
and that's Turbo. It was Turbo HD Remix. That's what that was.
Okay.
Super Puzzle Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix.
Yeah, and then Final Fight. Something
of the Battlefield Commando 3.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
So talking about 8 hits. I mean, come on. A Capcom Digital Collection only give me 8 games. All right, and then is that that's the Bionic Commando Rearmed one? It's not even the original one.
It's weird. Like, this is like, here's your collection of ones that we've released on Xbox Live Arcade.
You know what? That's exactly what it is.
That Rocketman logo looks very much like the Futurama logo, though.
All right, we got, what is this? Closure on the PlayStation Network?
Finally, Closure.
Excuse me. It's a puzzle platform game developed by American programmer Tyler Glale. Glale. And artist John. Okay, I'm not saying these names. Okay. It was
I
originally.
think I've seen this before. Like, it's very black and white. Looks kind of like an Inside type game, you know, a puzzle platformer. But it's simplistic, but more gothy almost.
Got an 81 on Metacritic for PS3.
Oh, wow.
I got a 78 on PC. Like Eurogamer gave it an 8 out of 10. GameSpot gave it 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Nice. IGN 8.5. Game Trailers 8.1. Joystick 4. Yeah, it sees a lot of 4 stars. Yeah, it got pretty good scores on there. All right. We got County Dance All-Stars up here. And I said county. A country dance All-Stars. The county one's better though. I don't even have a wiki page. So I'm just gonna say it sucked. All right, so the Gettysburg Armored Warfare, which I can't even click on. I don't think this is a real game, Daniel.
I mean, why would you be armored if you're at Gettysburg?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's like a future war, Daniel. It's a future war that happens at Gettysburg.
It's like in Wild Wild West when the dude's got like a mechanical ear.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
No, thank you.
Ridge Racer Unbounded, a Ridge Racer game. Came out for the PS3, Windows, and Xbox 360.
I guess we're not that far off the launch of those consoles. Usually those come at launch day.
Yeah, they are. Now, it's 2012.
Oh, yeah.
We are pretty far.
Yeah, we are.
This is coming near the end of them. So you got 72 on Metacritic for basically all of them, except for the 71 on Xbox 360, which who fucked them over? Who fucked the Xbox for that one point? It's probably their own magazine probably fucked them over. The original Xbox magazine probably did. They get a 6.5. But yeah, Ridge Racer.
Like, we don't want this trash on our console.
Was there a Ridge Racer for the One and PS4?
No, I think that's when it stopped.
Could this be the last Ridge Racer?
Let's see. Ridge Racer. I can't read this because it's very small for some reason. Draw and Drift.
What is that on?
It's got to be like an iPhone thing.
Yeah.
And then Ridge Racer Slipstream. I feel like that's probably also a phone thing because it also does not have an entry in Wiki. And then, yeah, Ridge Racer Unbounded.
Yeah, everybody gets this
dead,
game.
Dominic. It's dead.
Before you can remember Ridge Racer this day. I think I only played the only Ridge Racer I played was probably the first one.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here is Supremacy MMA Unrestricted on the PS Vita.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Who's on the front of this, Dan?
I'm going to say, since it's named Supremacy...
Jerome, is this featuring Jerome LeBanner? Is that him?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this. And it's got bad scores. Yeah, like in the 40s on Metacritic.
What? 47 out of 100 isn't good, Dominic. What more could you want? Besides more Jerome LeBanner. Temple Run is absolutely worth saying, just not on Android.
Oh, okay. I know what Temple Run is now that I see the picture. Yeah,
Temple Run was huge. I mean, it had its time. We'll put some respect on its name.
Yeah, but it's been out already.
Exactly.
All right. I don't remember talking about it though. So okay, Temple Run came out. It came out on iOS in 2011. So that was a year ago.
Yeah.
So now it came on Android. But why? Hold up. Why is that worth saying on Android then?
It's not for Android specifically, unless we didn't talk about it. But that's it. Temple Run. It was a big thing. Yeah. I never really played it, but it was a big thing.
Tiger Woods, PGA Tour 13. He was still doing it. He was still on the front.
Yeah.
So that shit didn't happen yet. With his wife. He was with another guy though. I think I want to say that's McElroy.
I was gonna say, is that like the Rory McIlroy year or something?
And the Masters are featured in it. That's what I like. Also, Tropical 4 Modern Times came out. Tropico, man. That's just a game I never
they
played,
on, like,
but I always see.
7 now.
Yeah. Already said that game for earlier. And that's it for 2012. And now we go back 20 years to 2002. We got Broken Sword, The Shadow of Templars, came out on the Game Boy Advance. That is that point and click game. And I didn't know they came on Game Boy Advance. I know point and click games came on that thing. All right. Yeah, Virtual Fighter 4 came on PlayStation 2. I got this game, but I got it when it was like $20 though. I think probably like a year later. Sega Soccer Slam came out for the GameCube. I knew nothing about this. I guess it's supposed to be. Is this better than Mario Soccer? Well,
it was.
It got 84 on the GameCube.
I feel like I remember people talking about it very positively. It was very much in that vein, but it had like crazy characters like a luchador and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember that game being kind of a big thing at the time.
It comes out later for the Xbox and the PS2, but the PS2 got a worse score. The Xbox got an 80, but the PS2 got 66.
Of course. I think maybe that's why I remember it so well, because it was a kind of a GameCube exclusive initially, and people were like, "Oh, Sega's releasing stuff exclusively on the Nintendo console."
So maybe it did have a good port. Maybe they have that, like, maybe it was like jagged edges. And
I mean, let's just admit it, Dominic. The PlayStation sucked.
Whatever, man. The PS2 didn't suck. The graphics were a little iffy, and they had the anti-analyzing, whatever.
Yeah, definitely a little sharp.
Oh yeah, Bloody Roar 3 came on the GameCube. It already came out on the PS2, I think. I want to say, it came out a year before
21.
But yeah, because I played it for the PS2. I remember a dude at the school let me borrow it. And it was okay.
This is it, Dominic. This is the one. They need to stop worrying about Killer Instinct once they get Activision and get that squared away.
That's right, it's Activision.
I need them to make a Bloody Roar game.
And they can make a good one, man. It can be done.
That happened for me, Microsoft.
And don't do what you did with Killer Instinct, whatever the hell that was when it started. Like you buying characters
free to play, half, yeah.
Where we at here? Monsters Inc. came out on the PlayStation 2. Damn. It's been 20 years of Monsters Inc., Daniel? Jesus.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all, Dominic.
Hold up. Why? Oh, the PlayStation 2 version came out later because the other versions came out in 2001. All right. So what we have here, we got Baseball Advance. Came out and nobody's on the front. It's just a baseball field. THQ made it.
But whose baseball field? I feel like I might have played this on like an emulator.
That's San Francisco's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Good call, Dominic.
I got the mitt. Yeah, there's the Coca-Cola bottle. Yeah, the San Francisco field. All right.
Oh, yeah, I see it there.
It said Japanese differences. They have a different game of Japanese. They must have different teams. The teams in Japanese version are the Swallows.
Oh, you can't say that on radio.
The Giants, Bay Stars, Carp, Dragons, Tigers, Buffaloes, Hawks, Lions, Blue Wave, Marines, and Fighters.
I'm a Carp man, Dominic. I'm a Carp man.
They have Marines?
Yep.
All right. Well, so they cannot get like real baseball teams.
Those are their real baseball teams.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, they didn't want to play with the American baseball teams?
Nope. Baseball's big over there, Don. They got their own thing going on. You want to play with Japanese baseball teams?
Well, we got the Otani guy. We took it from him.
We take their players. We don't want their teams.
All right. So where we at here? We're at Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament. And it got a 73. There's not really much there to say. World Rally Championship for the PlayStation 2.
WRC.
It's still going, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Blood Omen 2 came out. 20 years ago. This is where you play at the Vampire Man.
Yep.
What was his name? Kane.
Yeah. Yep. Now, was this the one that was still... Because, like, Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, the first one was like a top-down...
Yeah.
Almost Diablo-style one. Was this one still that?
I don't know.
I don't think it was, because this came after the other one.
Soul Weaver?
Yeah, it came after that, right? So
yeah.
I think this is... Yeah, this is third person.
Yeah, Soul Weaver's the one, like I kind of wanted to really get into it.
Yeah.
Or actually, probably Soul Weaver 2, but then I just want to go back to Soul Weaver. Where are we here? We got 007, Agent Under Fire. That's the horrible 007 game I mentioned before doing the covers. Britney's Dance Beat came out for the Game Boy Advance. Oh, yeah. Britney
Dance
Spears.
Revolution meets
Free Britney, baby. Free Britney.
She's free now. It's fine.
Deus Ex, The Conspiracy came out. Darn! Oh, for the PS2, it came out. I don't think this version probably got as good a review as the PC version.
Probably not.
We got 81. Ain't bad.
Oh,
PC got like a 90.
That's surprising. Well, I mean, not surprising, but that's good that a decent version of that came out on the consoles.
We got Hooters Road Trip, baby.
Oh my god!
For the PS1. Oh, they couldn't get a PS2 version of that. Oh shit! It got like a 22 out of 100 on Metacritic for PC and 30 out of 100 on PlayStation.
Very nice.
I remember. I think I remember reading a review on this because Game Informer reviewed it. They gave it a 2 out of 10.
Dominic, Ubisoft made this game.
Yeah, I see it.
What the? We should have known back then.
Marcel made it. Man, Hooters Road Trip. What the hell? All right. What we have here, King's Field, The Ancient City, came out for the PS2. I don't remember this game. I don't know this cover. It's a From Software game.
Oh, maybe I have heard of that in relatively recently because of its association with From Software.
60 out of 100. It's a first-person role-playing game.
Huh. Probably still just as hard and had no story. So.
All right, what we have here, we got Freedom Force came out for the Windows. And look at them. It's based on a comic book?
That was the massively multiplayer online game, right? Oh no, this is a real-time tactical strategy game based on...
Got great scores. It got 90 out of 100 on Metacritic.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Freedom Force.
I don't remember this. It's a PC game, that's why.
Stuff.
Oh, Irrational Games made it.
Oh, I didn't know.
And it was published by Electronic Arts. I don't remember this. Is this on like Steam or something?
I'm sure it's gotta be on Steam, right?
Yeah, what would be this high score? I never heard of strategy game. All right, what we have here, we got Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast.
Ooh.
2. This is part 2. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. This is the game that my friend have gotten because he got a nice PC, and so he was playing it, but then we smelled smoke, and we had to stop playing it. I don't know if he ever got it. Did he ever go back to it? Like, did he ever see what was going on?
Yeah,
he was playing. Oh yeah, I heard this game was good, and so he was like waiting to play it, and then it's like, hey, what's that smell?
Oh my god.
It was too powerful.
I love those games because that's when you could go into the console and turn on like dismemberment, and then you could just use the lightsaber like a lightsaber is intended.
Oh yeah.
And you could also change the color of your lightsaber and do all that stuff that you really couldn't do in a lot of those like console games at the time.
All right. Oh look, Army Men, baby. They didn't bring it back, Daniel. This is Army Men RTS though.
Is that an Activision property too?
Nah, well, 3DO. It was 3DO.
Oh yeah,
it was 3DO
stuff now.
Pandemic Studios had developed this game.
Man,
and this is like a real time strategy game. And it got a 68 out of 100 on PS2, 67 out of PC, and GameCube 65. So pretty average, mediocre, which is basically those Iron Man games. The Iron Man games like from bad to mediocre, basically. I think it's probably a few good ones, maybe like the first one, maybe, and then it's like, yeah, we're just gonna just shit this shit out of here, man. God, like Iron Man games was like you just saw them all the time. ESPN, MLS Extra Time, 2002.
That's
that is
soccer,
a weird
right?
title. Extra Time. Major League Soccer. Actually, this sucks actually because this is American soccer.
I was gonna say that's American footy right there.
Yeah, nobody bought this game.
I'm sure.
Like, who would bought this game? It got a 68 out of 100 on GameCube, 77 on PS2, 68 Xbox.
Oh, but it's got Clint Mathis on the cover.
Konami was making this game. They
wonder
got Winning
Konami
11,
doesn't
right?
want to make games
the
anymore. They tried selling people on this shit.
They say, hey, the Americans maybe they like the American soccer.
Let's just give them American football.
And I got one game for 30 years ago. Fire Emblem Gaten came up for Nintendo. This was the sequel to the original Fire Emblem. It got decent reviews, but some people didn't like it as much as the first one. I think one critic did, though, like it actually better than it. But this is big. I mean, this is Fire. It's Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
So this is huge.
It's kind of crazy how big Fire Emblem was over there. And it wasn't until like very recently in the grand scheme of things that it became a franchise over here.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Because this never released officially over here. All right. I mean, I don't know if they ever let this like in a virtual console.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So that is it for the flashback segment. So when we come back, I'm sorry. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we get into the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. Now we're going to get to the gaming news. So what we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic. So we're going to start this news section off with our negative news as we've started this entire podcast. The founders
we love breaking down people, Dan. We love breaking them
down. I wish we didn't have to. I think it's more of a informative piece about why maybe a certain studio is not where you want to necessarily work. The unfortunate thing is this time it is Moon Studios, the developers of Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Both fantastic games from all, understanding. I haven't played the second one. I enjoyed the first one. But apparently the two co-founders of that, Thomas Mailer and Gennady Korol, they've been accused of basically extremely childish and toxic behavior. Basically, the studio is designed around a remote work from home atmosphere, with most of the communication being done through text chats and things of that nature, not really videos or anything like that. No Zoom, limited Zoom calls. But apparently it's very much a place where they'll just be like in the group chat, hey, your art looks like shit, or make an offhand joke. One of the co-founders is Austrian and the other is actually of Jewish descent. So they find themselves making like Nazi and Holocaust jokes that would not be appropriate at work or mostly at any other venue. It just sounds like a really not professional place to be working. And as a result, apparently they have reached a lot of turnover, and because of the quality of the games that they are producing, they're getting people to come in to fill in those spots. But based on interviews from several former and current developers there, this is from GamesBeat. They have an extensive article about this. Basically, it's just a really shitty place to work. It doesn't seem like there's things raised to the level of some of these other game studios, your Activision Blizzards, where there's maybe physical assault involved. But it definitely sounds like this place can take an emotional toll on you in a way that you should just not have to deal with at your workplace. So that is unfortunate. Hopefully with this, they'll take some of what they learned from this article and improve things, but it doesn't necessarily sound like that's going to be the case. Maybe they just do not have the emotional maturity to take criticism, as they don't seemingly do a very good job of giving constructive criticism, because their statement is basically like, this article is not reflective of our corporate culture, and ironically, we're run by an Austrian and a Jewish person, so, you get the jokes. Ha ha. Almost like hey, we're making the jokes about ourselves. It's okay. So, no, let's just not do that at work. So that's kind of shitty. But with that out of the way, Dominic, we have much more positive news stories coming out here. Like this stupid Sonic and Knuckles sweepstakes console that's coming out of Xbox. There's a lot of talk going around about it right now. Because the controllers are fuzzy.
Oh, they really are fuzzy.
They are really fuzzy. They just hair. Just hair coming off of them. I don't even know how you would play a game with these things. I feel like the hair would get in the way of the sticks moving properly. I mean, obviously, this is a sweepstakes thing. We've seen some of those Xbox sweepstake consoles in the past. Some of them look incredible. Some of them just look like they're trying to promote something. This one, obviously, they're trying to promote the new Sonic movie that comes out very soon. And as a collector's piece, it looks pretty hilarious, in my opinion. I wouldn't hate to have it as something to put on a shelf somewhere. But as a functioning thing, which I don't think anybody's expecting it to be, it definitely looks like a nightmare and would be gross extremely quick, I feel like. Because what am I going to shampoo my controller, Dominic? I'm not here for that. All right. In the next story here, Dominic, I was actually extremely excited about this because, like, during the days that I didn't have internet service, I didn't have Wi-Fi, couldn't connect my Switch to do the update, I was reading about how it was getting an update. It was finally adding folder support. People were excited about this. And then when I got my internet reestablished and I downloaded it, I was like, okay, how do I do this? Doesn't seem to be doing what I want. And then I was like, okay, so I have to go into the all games section and then like group together my games. Okay, how do I add this to my home screen? Because that's where I would find groups and folders helpful. You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. Let me customize my home screen, Dominic.
That's the screen you usually don't most people just pick their games from the home screen?
Apparently not. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, like let me choose, like let me even go that far as like, let me choose how many games on my home screen or items on my home screen before I see that like all software button. So for me, I would say maybe like 4. And then let me choose like, put the most recent 2 games and then folder or something like that. But I didn't get it. Like if I'm already in the all games thing, why not just click on the search thing and look for what I'm looking for? Or, I guess if you're like, okay, I'm going to put all my Metroidvania games into this folder and all my racing games in this folder, then I can go, I want to play a racing game today, but I don't know what racing games I have. Let me look in my racing game folder. Without it being on the home screen, I just don't understand what the point of this functionality is. And once again, I feel like, 1, it's Nintendo very much missing the mark, and 2, people fawning over stupid decisions that Nintendo has made that still don't actually do the function that they want it to do. Like, I just don't get why anyone's praising this. I really don't.
Oh, people are praising this?
Yeah, like people are excited. Like, oh my goodness, they added folders, and maybe they just, I don't know.
I mean,
maybe
I guess a lot of people do go to when you go to all games, I guess some people just have so many games that
I guess. I got a shit ton of games, to be honest with you, but most of them are just there because I haven't deleted them off my console or don't want to delete them off my console. But realistically,
that's right. They're only going to be the games that you have.
Yeah, like installed and stuff.
Yeah, right? The ones you have already up there, like to be able to play.
So you're only going to have a certain amount of games. I mean, SD cards only get so big. It's just like, I don't know. Put it on the home screen, Nintendo. That's all it is for me, is like, let me customize that home screen more, because it feels very like, yes, it's straightforward, but also it feels like it could be extremely better if they even went as far as just adding like a second row of icons and letting me choose, like, these are, first row of icons is all the recent stuff, second row icons are like pins. Like, that was great about the Xbox, right? Is when they started adding things like, here, you can pin your favorite games into this little menu. I like that. Why has Xbox been able to do that for like 10 years now at this point? And why am I even asking that question? We all know the answer to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Nintendo. Goddamn Nintendo. All right. In some other news, we got Sony. They have acquired another studio, in this case, Haven, which is the relatively new studio from Jade Raymond. She is the former Assassin's Creed developer.
She created Assassin's Creed.
Basically, she single-handedly created Assassin's Creed. The one-woman studio. No, she was like, producer on that game or something like that?
Yeah, something. She was the face I saw. I'll put it like that.
Yes, she was definitely the face of Assassin's Creed. And then she moved on to working for Motive for EA, doing a Star Wars thing. And then she ended up leaving that. And then she started Haven. Apparently, they're doing a live service thing. So it seems in line with what Sony's been doing. I mean, with the Bungie acquisition and now this, it seems like Sony is like, hey, how do we get in on this live service thing without someone else taking a cut of that money from this live service thing?
Right? Yeah, because their first party lineup is not really multiplayer.
No,
I mean, essentially. I mean, you got some multiplayer stuff, but nothing like you say live service, really.
Yeah, and with a game like Uncharted, as great as it is, I mean, they tried multiplayer with that too. They even tried multiplayer with God of War, but it's a one and done, right? Like, you play that game, you're like, the story was awesome, and now I'm done with it. You're not going back. You're not getting microtransactions out of them. This is not Fortnite. Whereas, this live service thing, they could potentially, if they strike gold, they could definitely make quite a bit of money off of it. They got burned last time though, Dominic. They tried pumping a little extra money into Avengers to get that Spider-Man stuff and get people buying it on their console, and then Square Enix absolutely fucking burned them on that one, it seemed like. So we'll see. Good for Jade Raymond continuing to get somebody else's money. So good job on her. In some EA news, Dominic, we got EA Sports PGA Tour that has now been delayed until spring of 2023. So it's going to be a while before we get our golf game on.
So wait a minute. So what about the other golf game?
The golf club?
Yeah, 2K.
The 2K one. When was the last time that one came out? Golf Club 2K. Let's see. We got 2K21 review. That was August of last year. So I'm guessing if we see another one this year, it won't be until later in the year.
They didn't have the Masters in that one, right?
I don't think so. Who was it that wasn't someone partnering with Tiger Woods though? Was that 2K?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know someone was partnering with Tiger Woods.
I thought somebody was going to be bringing him back. Let's see. Yes, Tiger Woods Inc.'s long-term exclusive deal with 2K.
Oh, okay.
That was... When did we talk about that? Why is there no date on this article? March 16th. March 16th? Oh, 2021. Okay. I was going to say, we didn't just talk about that last week. Yeah. God, that was a year ago. All right. So, yeah, we might see Tiger Woods in one of these games soon from 2K. And some other EA news, Dominic, they will not be holding an EA Play Live event this year, which makes sense. Those usually correspond with E3, and E3 is not having a live thing, so you're not getting everybody coming together for that, as far as like games, journalism, news, media, whatever you want to call it. So that makes sense, just not doing that. Plus, you just delayed your PGA Tour, so you don't have that to show off.
Wait a minute, did they do EA Play Live last year?
I think they showed off some stuff, right? But it was never like, might not have even been branded. They didn't do a live event though, no.
I know it wasn't a live event, but did they have a show? I mean, like something that shows off games?
I'm trying to think, because they showed off Battlefield at some point last year. But I can't remember when they started showing that off.
Yeah.
2042 reveal, maybe. Yeah, that was around June of last year when the first one came out. But I don't think it was officially branded as a EA Live, a EA Play event. I think they just ended up dropping that trailer as part of like a Jeff Keighley summer action or whatever. All right, Dominic. Next up, we've got Hogwarts Legacy. While we were away, Sony did a state of play for that game. That is the one set in the Harry Potter universe. Set Hogwarts School. It was like, I think like 15 minutes of gameplay. It looks good. There was one for the Xbox 360 that came out tied to one of the movies. I want to say maybe like Order of the Phoenix or something.
Oh, does she let that girl get? Oh my God! Oh, I'm sorry, watching basketball game.
But yeah, that one I actually enjoyed at the time, and this looks like an evolution of that. I mean, basically the open world scheme that everyone's kind of taking in now, but for someone who is a fan of the Harry Potter universe, I think this seems like a very, potentially big thing for that, because it seems like they've put in the work to make it a cool thing. And it's made by Avalanche, which is the team that made Mad Max, which was supposed to be pretty good. I never got around to playing it, but I heard really positive things about that at the time. So yeah, that's coming out this year, surprisingly, or as a surprise to me at least. It feels like that could have been something that was going to slip, right? I mean, it still could potentially, because they're just saying holiday. There's no firm date yet, but yeah, holiday 2022. So right in time with the Blu-ray release of that next Fantastic Beasts or something, maybe. We got the announcement.
So how'd you like how it looks? I didn't look at it.
I think it looks good. I mean, graphics-wise, it looks like a modern game. It looks like they put a lot of work into how it looks. And from a gameplay standpoint, I think it looks like they've adapted the open world kind of gameplay to Harry Potter in a way that is fitting and seems like it'll work well. They've got light RPG elements and stuff like that, as you would expect from one of those games nowadays. And it looks like it would be a proper, AAA style title.
Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah. All right, Dominic. Next up, a new game announcement. Ghostbusters. They're getting a new game. Unfortunately, I think for at least you and I, it's not like a sequel to that last single-player game. It is going to be called Spirits Unleashed, and it's coming from Ilphonic, the team behind Friday the 13th and Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh,
so it's going to be one of those style asymmetrical multiplayer games.
I guess those games must be really popular, because they just seem so dead after they come out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's weird, because like Dead by Daylight, I feel like it's still
going.
Still gets content at least. So
I mean, I see it on Twitch. I still see it on Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's definitely a market for it. And I guess Ilphonic's just like, yo, we're doing what we know, right? So
I mean, my friend, he liked the Friday the 13th, man. I just like playing with him, but other than that, it was horrible.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like it's all about getting your group together, and but I guess it's weird. Like, do you then have a group of 5, and you're like, all right, we're gonna take turns being the ghost or whatever, or is it just like, okay, it's us 4 versus a rando all the time?
It's probably like you gotta that.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's gonna be 4 Ghostbusters versus 1 ghost. They're gonna have Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson in there doing voices. Yeah, it looks fine, but it looks like one of those. It's almost like you could have just added this as a mode for Dead by Daylight or one of these other games.
So that they're not going to have the woman from the woman Ghostbusters?
They do. They have customizable characters, but I don't think they have any of the voice actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although the one character model did kind of look like what's her name from SNL, Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I did tell you she was in the Flags. Our Flags Means Death, right?
No. That's it. Maybe you did, and I just don't remember.
Quite a few people. I mean, it's quite a few people. Like even Nick Kroll was in the episode I seen, and the girl who talks for the daughter and Bob's Burgers, the youngest one. I saw her in there. She played like his wife or something. Like they're supposed to be some fancy people or something.
Gotcha.
It was funny.
Nice. That's HBO, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that. I need to check that out. All right. Speaking of newly announced titles, Dominic, CD Projekt Red came out with a nice little teaser for a new Witcher game, a new Witcher series even. And they announced a strategic partnership with Epic. They're going to be developing this new Witcher game on Unreal Engine 5, moving away from their previous Red engine. And based on the teaser picture that they have, instead of a wolf, it has like a lynx medallion. So it sounds like maybe you're going to be playing as someone other than Geralt.
Yeah, something new. That's cool.
Yeah. Is there anything you want out of a Witcher game that you didn't get out of 3?
I don't know. More sex scenes, I guess. I don't know. Shit.
More nudity on top of unicorns.
They just got to show me something different. I mean, they don't have to, but I mean, if it's the same type of game, that's fine. But I'm sure they're going to do something different. Hopefully something good. Yeah, just don't make it like Dark Souls. That's all I'm going.
Yeah. You ready to play another Witcher game?
Yeah, I definitely getting another Witcher game.
Yeah,
definitely.
Get that cyberpunk disgusting taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, well, that's not disgusting. It's just nothing great. This is all right.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I know a lot of people flipped out about the potential that a partnership with Epic might mean that this game gets released exclusively on the Epic Store.
Oh my God!
I don't know that they've said one way or the other. I mean, they do have GOG themselves.
They have GOG, so just get the fucking GOG. And no, if that's too much for you too, I mean, Jesus Christ, people.
It might be.
I mean, the things y'all get upset about. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. Following up on a rumor that we talked about what feels like a couple of months ago now, when Bloomberg reported, I believe, might have been Jason Schreier specifically. Oh, don't be that excited about this, Dominic.
I'm watching this best. They came back. Oh my God, Notre Dame. If y'all lose this, man, Jesus. All right, go ahead. So we were talking about Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is officially delayed.
I know, man. This is God damn it. Hopefully that other game comes out this year, though.
The Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that makes sense as to why this would get pushed out, because I think Gotham Knights is closer to the end of the year.
I think it's going to be, at some point, if they even can get it out this year, it's going to be going against that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't want to cannibalize that audience. So yeah, it made sense for this to be pushed. It's just kind of crazy that we knew about it like 2 months ago, or at least what feels like 2 months ago. Maybe it was just like a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. But Jason Schreier spoiling these poor companies' game announcements, Dominic. All right, and then
that's what Jason Schreier got this.
What's that?
Jason Schreier.
Yeah, I think he's the one that originally reported it a while ago that they were it was going to see a delay, and then now it's official. It's official. This last news article I got here, Dominic, another one from Bloomberg, basically saying that all signs point to PlayStation's Project Spartacus, their kind of alleged Game Pass competitor, being announced as soon as this coming week. And along with that, more details about what you'll get is kind of part of each package, because we've talked about it in the past, but it's going to be kind of a tiered thing. So we're going to be talking like $10 for what they would call like an essential, which is the PlayStation Plus stuff you're already getting, your free monthly games, the online multiplayer stuff, discounts, stuff like that. And then a step up from that, you would pay like $13. You get all that stuff, plus you'd be able to download PlayStation Now games, because the idea basically is that, you know, this is the combining of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. And then at $16, $15.99 basically is a direct competitor to the ultimate version of Game Pass. You would get everything from those past two tiers, plus extended
you can't
demos.
Stream PlayStation Now games on the extra? Damn.
Yeah. So you would get game streaming stuff as part of the premium. You would get classic games, and then like trials, almost like the EA handling. Yeah. So it sounds like as part of this, they're not committing to first-party games being day one on their service.
Say that again?
I was saying that they're not committing, it sounds like, based on this information, to first-party games being on their day one full out the way Game Pass has. And I've said it in the past, but without that, they aren't competing with Game Pass. You know, we saw Shadow Warrior 3 come on, so maybe we'll see third-party games at least, and they're trying to reserve their first parties because they are so prestigious. I will admit that. But if you're trying to upsell me on classic PS2, PS3, PS4 games, I'm sorry, like, those libraries aren't selling me on backwards compatibility the same way that a Nintendo console is.
Yeah.
Games from the Super Nintendo era hold up better than games from the PS2 era. And obviously there are good games on the PS2 that I wouldn't be against playing, but those pixel graphics hold up a lot better than, you know, very rudimentary designed models from the PS1 and PS2 eras. It's a matter of fact. And the thing that's frustrating about that, with them trying to sell this as part of their like premium package, is like, this is just what we're getting for free out of Microsoft. Like, Microsoft has prioritized their backwards compatibility. Like, I can play for free any old Xbox game. Well, not any, but a large selection of Xbox games that I may have purchased, Xbox 360 games that I may have purchased, Xbox One games that I may have purchased. And now you're trying to, seemingly, again, none of this is official yet, but we shall see, possibly by next podcast, trying to sell us on this as a premium feature. It just seems disingenuous.
Premium, that should be an extra. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, the extra. What's an extra? The only thing is that
basically like access to PS Now stuff.
Yeah.
But not full on, you know, streaming and everything like that.
I don't see why you go to extra then. It's like, darn, it's like either you be essential or you're premium.
Yeah. I mean, and that could be, you know, it's just them overcomplicating things, you know, because they aren't quite sure how to compete with Game Pass. They're kind of throwing stuff at the wall. It's like, well, what if we give them 3 different tiers? And, you know, we can, on the top end, we can charge the same as Game Pass, and on the bottom end, we can still charge for online multiplayer, but, you know, let's maybe give them something in the middle in case they're slightly cheaper than that. Or I guess, I mean, in a lot of ways, this does kind of compete directly with Game Pass because you do have Xbox Live Gold, right? Like that still exists in some capacity and is about $10 a month. Then you have Game Pass for the Xbox, which is about $13 a month. And then you have Game Pass Ultimate, where you can stream to the PC and play on the Xbox and do all of that stuff for $15, $16.
15. I mean, last it went up $1. Last time I saw it was 15.
I don't know. So maybe that's what they're going for with this, 3-tier system is they look at it as, Microsoft is actually doing that.
Just do it 15. I know it's just $1 more, but still, just do it the same price, motherfuckers, man. What the fuck you doing?
Also, 15 is just a cleaner looking number.
Yeah, it's $15.99.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, what are you thinking here, Dominic? Are they selling you at all?
Well, see, here's the thing. This is actually, if I think about it, I think it's actually all right, because, I mean, the problem I have is that it's only that it's $1 more, and that's essentially. Oh, and it's not the first party games are not just going to be there.
Big thing for me.
The first party games are not just going to be there. I mean, unless they come late, they'll come later.
Yeah.
And thing is, I want to know, are they going to stay? Because I remember y'all took it away before. Y'all had it up there for like a month or so, or 2 months or something. They take it away, but then you brought them back. And then I see that I guess they're staying, but I don't know, because you never gave I never heard an announcement from Sony saying that this is permanent. Like, this is going to stay on the service. I understand the third parties switching out because that's what Xbox does. The third parties usually switch out. I mean, some third parties just stay there for a long time, so I don't know when they switch out. But I'm not going to hold it against them if they go. But you with your first party stuff, I just want to know, like, can you just tell me this is going to stay here? Like, this will always be here because this is yours. That's all I want. But other than that, it's all right. It's okay. Thing is, I mean, since I'm already with Xbox, I don't know if I want to go with this too, because I don't have much time to play games.
Yeah.
So it's like me getting the service. It's like, but I gotta really manage my time. And is it worth it? Now, if you don't have neither service, just pick one that seems good for you. Really, I don't see it just being bad, unless you're a person who likes playing on your phone. See, I'm okay with not playing on my phone. But if you're a person who likes playing on your phone, these games, then Xbox is the only one that does that, because I don't think PlayStation has something like that. That's the only thing that's missing. And they did, because they do have it on a PC, the PS Now. Because
I want them to talk about that though, and reaffirm that I would be able to play basically any of these games on the PC.
Oh yeah. What games? All the games can be streamed, right?
That's going to be the question.
Oh,
that they're going to have to ask.
Yeah, do you have to download? Because there was something that either couldn't be downloaded, or I think it was downloaded though, right? Wasn't it that you have to stream it, but you couldn't download them?
That's the way it used to be, but I think when Last of Us ended up on there, it was like you had to download it.
You had to download it. You couldn't stream it.
I think like the PS4 games and the PS5 games.
You know what? Now you got me doing, because I'm thinking that at least everything is streamed. It's just that you can download everything.
Yeah.
I don't know then. Then I don't know. Then that kind of changes everything for me. Mm-hmm. If everything can be streamed, that's pretty good, because not everything can be streamed on Xbox, like third party. They have to say like, hey, it's on streaming too. It's on the cloud. Which, I mean, I get it if they can't do it either. Just like you said, let you know. Do what the Xbox advertises. There's a whole lot better than what you advertise with yours. Like, they're out there showing it, and they tell you like, hey, these games are here, and they do it like, these games are coming out this week. These games are coming out in the months ahead. So I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing PS Now like that doing that. I only see it every now and then when something big comes out, like you said with Shadow Warrior. But Xbox, they're not just waiting to show big games. They tell you all the games that they're going to have come out this week. And then they show you what's leaving soon when you on the site or something. and it has on the bottom,
which is nice.
Which I'm just gonna try to hurry up and beat Shadow Warrior 2 because that's leaving soon. Because that sucks. Because I thought it could transfer your save from the PC version to the Xbox version because I was going to play on the cloud. That's a separate game, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "I gotta play on the PC." I said, "So I can't." So I'm fucked if they stop because I got to start from the beginning if I want to play it.
Yep. So yeah. We will see how that goes. Hopefully it is this week, and next week we'll talk about this and have some more definitive details, some firm details there.
Yeah, hopefully they give me a free month. I already used the free month when they had this regular PS Now, but a free month of Spartacus. So I can try that out.
Yeah. So we shall.
So they really
see.
just keep the Spartacus. Why they call it that?
Oh, I think that's the project name. I don't think that's the official.
That's gonna be the official name, Daniel.
I think it would be odd, to be honest with you, if they actually do.
It would be. Spartacus. It really would be.
So I'm sure it'll be some corporate speak about, colors or something like platinum, something like that. But we shall see. All right, that is the news I saw this week. Dominic, these past 2 weeks, was there anything that you saw that you would like to talk about that I maybe missed?
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I did watch half of the Halo TV show.
Oh, yeah. I meant to ask you about that.
I watched half of it. I don't find it horrible.
Okay.
But, it's nothing special. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to... I feel like I'm still going to watch all these episodes they show.
Mm.
But it's not something that's grabbing me. It's not like The Expanse or anything.
Gotcha.
So far. But it's not that I hate. I don't even care if they go away from the lore because the lore's not that important to me, really.
Right.
But so far, it's all right. It's nothing. Like I said, it's nothing special. It's all right. I think I saw one review talking about how. I didn't really read it. I think it was on Game Informer. It said, "Oh, it's still not that great." Like another game adaptations that's not that great. So far, what I'm watching. I saw the Covenant and them fighting. I didn't hate what it looks like. I didn't I saw them fighting each other. It didn't look bad, them fighting. So that was okay. Not much is happening right now. That's what I'm going to say. There's stuff happening, but nothing is blowing my mind. Or make me man, I gotta watch this. This ain't none of the the Mandalorian or things like that. That's really keeping me going. Maybe something will come that'll be oh, yeah, I want to really stick around. But right now, I'm just watching it because it's Halo.
Right.
This was anything else. This is something I didn't know. It wasn't Halo. I might wouldn't keep watching. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about checking that out, but I know there's a free trial for Paramount Plus, especially if you have Game Pass right now.
Yeah.
I think it's a month trial or something like that. So I might do that, or I might hold off until all the episodes have come out or something. And
maybe do that.
Binge that. So depending on what your thoughts end up being on it.
But you know what? Is the free one the one without commercials?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Probably not, but since it's a Game Pass thing, maybe it would be, since you are paying something.
I think I did. I want to say when I did Paramount Plus the first time, I want to say there was a free week. It wasn't a month.
Yeah.
I could look at it without commercials.
Gotcha. Yeah, obviously that's the preferable way, but yeah, I'll deal if I have to. I'll find a way. Life finds a way. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing else.
All right. We got new releases, Dominic. These past 2 weeks have got some. We got Siberia, The World Before. That is now out on the PC. That is one of those Siberia games, kind of a point-and-click adventure style thing. We also have Grand Theft Auto 5.
So they can still come out with that game?
Yes, very timely release, Dominic. I didn't think about that. Apparently they can. I mean, it's on PC, so. And it's Siberia, so I don't know how many people actually care that much. So, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online are now on the new gen consoles, PS5 and Xbox Series X. Mentioned it earlier. Tunic is now out on PC, Xbox One, and Series X, well, Series consoles, and that is on Game Pass, of course, as mentioned before. Persona 4 Arena Ultimix, that's now out on, or Ultimax is now out on the PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4.
Yeah, that's the Persona 4 fighting game. Yeah.
We also have Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, now out on the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series consoles. Dominic, do you have any interest in this game? It is a new Final Fantasy game, after all.
But the reviews weren't that great for it.
They are not, no. It seems
I kind of want to just
weird.
play it just to see how bad it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It
After
seems,
it have to be after
interesting.
Ghostwire Tokyo, because I do have that game, and I just haven't. I only played very little of it. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. And speaking of, that is out now as well on the PC, PS5. As you and I were saying earlier, probably will be out on Game Pass in about a year. So might be worth it to wait till then.
South Dakota. Who goes to South Dakota? Like, who chose to go to this college? Like, it's got to be like a middle of nowhere.
It's if if they scout you and you're like, oh, I got no other options. Yeah, I'll go to South Dakota. I was the number 4 guy off the bench in high school.
Well, this is the girls' team, but still, yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah. That's how it'd be it. It's like, hey, there's a scholarship.
Yep. Hey, scholarship's a scholarship. I'll take my college.
Yeah,
wherever I can
if it's
get
a scholarship, I understand. But if you're paying, I'm like, yo, come on, man. It's like I'm gonna pay with something that's at least with some civilization around me or something, man. Damn.
So like North Dakota.
Yeah, I think I could take a chance on the Dakotas as a black person.
Yeah,
like
I don't.
That Montana and them, Idaho. Which, you know what, the guy who came from Idaho? Oh, it's a radio station. A guy on a local radio station. A black man too.
Okay.
But he's not. I don't think he's like. I think his parents are from overseas, but like they came to Idaho, and that's where he grew up as. And he's kind of speaking he's like the black voice for I think WBL, I think it is, something like that. And I'm like, you can't be the black voice. You was growing up in Idaho, like that. You're probably the only black person there.
Yeah. Yeah. Any of the flyover states.
Like Wyoming. Like, yeah, when I see Wyoming and I see so happy people, I was like, yo, y'all gotta be the only ones there. Like, are there any people who actually just live there that are black? Like, where do you go get your hair cut at? That's what I'm saying. That's what I need to know.
I saw on TikTok earlier, the kid's getting his hair cut in the bathroom at school by his friend.
Or like when you get your hair done, like if you're a woman, like who's doing your hair? I mean, you probably just doing your own. But if you try to get like something real nice, it's kind of hard to do. I mean, unless you know how to do hair.
You gotta go out of state. All right, Dominic. Next up, we got Kirby in the Forgotten Land. That is now out. Reviews have seemed relatively mixed on it, basically saying like it's a good game, but it's still a Kirby game, which means it's not going to be super difficult.
Yeah,
and...
for people like me.
I don't know. I feel like even Kirby games maybe for you on a level that it's like, this is too easy to a point where it's not entertaining.
They are very, because what was that? The yarn one?
Yeah, the Yoshi one.
Yeah.
Or the
not the Yoshi
yarn
one, but the Kirby one.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the first Epic Yarn.
Mm.
That was the first yarn game. Then Yoshi he copied. But anyway, that was like super easy. I went through that game like nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could die. Honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm a little less hot on this game after having played that demo and realizing it's not.
I still haven't played the demo.
An open
I haven't touched
world.
my Switch, which now I think I am because I got to exercise and my sister took the damn Oculus and I was doing good. Yeah. Man. I was losing some pounds, man.
Time to go back to the Wii Fit or the Ring Fit.
The Switch Fit. But what's it called?
The Ring Fit.
The Ring Fit. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then last one we got here, Dominic. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That's now out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox
I've been hearing some
Series
good things about this one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna wait till like it gets like a low price so I can get all the DLC. That's what my friend said too. He said he's gonna wait till it gets a low price. Because I mean, the other one disappointed us, Borderlands 3, but we also didn't play none of the DLC too. I mean, because of it disappointing us, but. I think if we had the DLC, we would have kept playing. Like, cause I mean, still a Borderlands game, but I didn't want to pay that money for it at the time when it first out. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to pay another. What's it like $50? I think for the game for the pass. So I definitely wasn't gonna pay like for each one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll wait for. I don't know how much it is for this one, honestly, their season pass, but I'll wait.
Yeah. Glad to hear it's reviewing well though. That's good. I haven't seen anything for it yet. So very cool. All right, Dominic, those are our new releases. You got anything else for the people?
Nah, I think I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at D-Star5.
Damn, it's almost 2:00.
Yep. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check out all the podcasts there, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and any number of other places that you can download podcasts from. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see ya.